What's up, YouTube? We're back with another video. This one in particular is done by a guy named Doug in Exile. That's his YouTube. Go check him out. Like, subscribe, follow, do your thing. Um, I just figured, in case there's one person that's never seen him that doesn't know the facts, and maybe they stumble upon my video, even if it's one person, might as well try to help. Um, get the word out there, everything that's been going on. This lady, Jean Carroll, if you don't know what's going on, obviously she was awarded like $83 million of Trump's money for saying alleged cases with no proof whatsoever. Um, I mean, you should already. I shouldn't even have to speak on that in particular situation. But what some people aren't realizing is that's also in New York. That case is in New York, as well as the 400, what is it? It was $355 million settlement or something like that. So he's gonna pay like 400 million. Also in New York, New York is corrupt. Uh, the government, at the state level or whatever, is definitely corrupt. Not the people. Some of them may not be. They may be. I don't even know the best word to describe it. Just oblivious to what's going on. Maybe. Some are not. I have a few friends that are in New York. They are not. They see exactly what's going on. Um, but it's like New York has just set themselves on a course downhill 100% as fast as they can by doing this just because they don't like Trump. And the thing is it's because they're all Democrats. They they think their words, their famous phrase is Donald Trump is a threat to democracy. Somebody who doesn't know what that means would think that's the United States. But we're not in a democracy. To the republic for which it stands. All right? Democracy is what they call the Democratic Party, their agenda. It has nothing to do with the United States. They want it to be a democracy. But if you're not smart enough to connect the dots here, Democrats are tearing things up in the United States. We can't get on board with that. I'm not saying all of them. There's definitely some of them. I mean, you can Tulsi Gabbard for one. She's waking up and seeing that. Maybe I just need to be a Republican because my views don't align up. I think not getting too far into politics, but this is one thing that's got to be seen. So, Doug in exile. We're gonna check out what he has to say. Jean Carroll, we don't think she's gonna get the money. If she does, she definitely ain't getting 83 million. Why would you come? You have no proof whatsoever. Just like New York, they're all about trying people with no proof, no victims, no facts, just hearsay. So Jean Carroll did it. New York State did it, and nobody was a victim. She claimed to be a victim and claimed to be defamed, which she actually got more famous because she came out and said that. So that's incorrect. So how are you I mean, obviously it's just because it's New York. So we're getting into this. Not a very long video, but we're gonna check out and see what Doug's got to say.
This worry that she's not going to get paid by Trump. Good. We'll unpack this for you. We have an article over at The Hill. Welcome to Doug in Exile. I'm Doug Maple. This is where all the happy patriots are. And I thank you guys for watching. We're going to have a blast on this one because remember, this was all the Democrats were celebrating this one. They're going like, we got Trump. So shouldn't Jean Carroll be the happiest woman in the world that she got victory over Trump? Does she look like a happy person to you? These are the most unhappy, decrepit, crusty people clutching the sheets in sweat at the end of their life without Jesus. They're just sitting there terrified. Where's my money? Let's read The Hill. Jean Carroll expresses, quote, very serious concerns Trump won't pay $83 million judgment. I have my own concerns, and I think It's great. Advice columnist Jean Carroll expressed very serious concerns Thursday. She won't be able to collect the $83 million from former President Trump that a jury awarded in Carroll's defamation lawsuit last month, citing Trump's
Oh, come on, man.
various legal woes. Quote, he simply asks the court to trust me and offers in a case with an $83 million judgment against him, the court filing equivalent of a paper napkin signed by the least trustworthy of borrowers, unquote, says Roberta Kaplan, Carroll's lawyer, wrote in court papers. She's showing a lack of trust. They want their money. They want it now. This is after the big victory lap. We got our money, got our money. You know what? It's very hard to extract money out of people, even payments that are coming to them. It's very hard. The new filing responds to Trump's demand that his trial judge delay enforcing the eight-figure sum as the former president attempts to get the verdict reduced or eliminated entirely in post-trial motions. In the alternative, Trump's asked the judge to allow him to post a bond in a substantially reduced amount. They're all afraid of what we've been reporting on, that it's very hard to get this money out of Trump, that it was a egregious settlement that will probably get reduced. She probably doesn't have this amount coming. So that's what they're worried about, that justice will come back in and visit this unjust trial. Opposing those demands, Jean Carroll pointed to the more than $454 million judgment in Trump's civil fraud case, which only grows in interest each day it's left unpaid. Remember, Trump's got so much money coming at him, they're afraid he's going to go bankrupt or something, and they're going like, I want my money. I want my money. Quote, to begin, recent developments give rise to very serious concern about Trump's cash position and the feasibility and ease of collecting on the judgment in this case, Carroll's lawyers wrote. I just want you to know that this is, remember, Democrats always end up eating each other. And what you have in New York was a giant money grab of Trump's resources. Everyone dogpiled in. So Jean Carroll wants her money and she wants it now. And then you're going to have Alvin Bragg coming in and they're going to win their lawsuit because they're Democrats. They're going to go, I want my money and I want it now. And then you have Engeron and Letitia James on behalf of the New York State going, even though there's no victim, we want our $400 million and we want it now. And now Jean Carroll's going like, well, I thought Democrats cared about women being abused. So shouldn't I get my money first? And Letitia James is going, girl, New York banks, the Trump misleading the state on how much money his assets are worth. They get their money first. Female victims of abuse, get in the back of the bus, Jean Carroll. Trump on Wednesday offered to post a $100 million bond in the fraud case while he appeals, writing in court filings that the eye-popping judgment made it impossible to secure a bond in the full amount. See, they gouged him by so much, he can't even afford to get a bond offset. Banks will loan you money. I mean, millions and tens of millions of dollars, but are they going to loan you $400 million? Has anyone ever loaned a citizen, a private citizen, $500 million? A New York judge in the trial court's appellate division ruled that enforcement of the multi-million-dollar judgment would not be paused unless Trump could post a complete bond, but did pause the enforcement of two penalties regarding the former president's ability to seek loans and serve in top leadership positions of his other two New York companies.
Are they expecting him to like just pay this in cash? I mean, maybe he's got a little bit of cash, in his own safe at his house. Um, but that's not how the rich stay rich. Not by using cash. They stay rich by, if they do use the cash, they go get a loan. They use that loan money, and then whatever deal they make after they get paid from that, they pay the loan back. I mean, that's just how they do business. So I'm not sure if it's as easy as swiping your debit card to pay the 454 million. But obviously, he's worth like 2.6 billion. So it's not like he doesn't have the money, But his deal is he's fighting it because he doesn't feel like he should have to pay it. I mean, honestly, you got the bank saying no, nobody was screwed over, which the bank has to do their assessment, and they gave the loan, but yet they're still pinning it on Trump like he did something. But yet the banks are the ones that say, yeah, all right, you say it's worth 18 million, sure, well, whatever, which is probably worth way more than that, but or I think the bank said they were 18 million. I don't even remember the number, but the bank has to go out and look at the property as well and say, yeah, you know what, it's worth that. We'll give it to you. They have to be able to say, okay, well, can we sell it for what that is to get our money back? Yeah. So obviously they thought they could sell it for whatever they were giving him, if in case he didn't pay it and they had to seize it. So clearly, that's not how that works. How are you going to pin that on somebody when the bank's the ones that said, okay, we'll give it to him? This case makes no sense. That's why everybody that does business like that is getting out of New York.
So see, how do you qualify for a bond if New York is removing your ability to be the head of a company? Like he can't undersign, he doesn't have the authority to undersign the money. That's what the Democrats, it's like the Democrats have ruined his credit rating overnight. And it was intentional because this is a conspiracy of the state. This is a conspiracy of judges and lawyers and laws. Remember that. This is not a true legal system. New York is corrupt. They're probably one of the most corrupt states outside of Washington, D.C. You're seeing the same corruption down in Fulton County, down in Georgia. It's corrupt. If Trump posts the
That's
full
crazy
judgment,
because Georgia is supposed to be a red state.
penalties will be immediately paused. If he doesn't, under the Wednesday ruling, New York Attorney General Letitia James, Democrat, can begin to collect the full amount, a process that could mean selling famed properties that does, which Trump can easily sell his assets and get her the $400 million. And then she'll just sue him again for something else, pull it out of her butt, and then just go, here's another $100 million you owe us. A federal jury in New York awarded Carroll the $83 million after Trump was ruled to have defamed the advice columnist by denying her sexual assault claims. That is his free speech right. And he said it. And she claimed it was $83 million in damage, which she hasn't made $83 million in her entire life. Trump has insisted that Carroll made up the story. Fine. Carroll on Thursday noted that 91 charges across 4 criminal cases
made up the story to sell her book. How else would you be able to get your name out there that fast to make people know who you are? Tell them, oh yeah, I was done this, but also I wrote a book. Everybody should read it. It doesn't make any sense. This Jean Carrol is obviously another nut job, and you have motivation to lie. You know what? She should be put in jail. There's no evidence whatsoever. This was done years and years ago, apparently. So she claims, and she wants to say defamation. And either way, even if it did, how is it worth 83 million? How's it worth 83 million? That's unbelievable. Yeah, so it doesn't look like I mean, there's only a couple minutes left in this, but I mean, you get the gist of it here. Jean Carrol is worried that she's not going to get her money before the state of New York gets their money. And I wouldn't know. I'm not really sure anybody's going to get their money because it's all BS, in my opinion, and a lot of other Americans' opinions. So that is what it is. So keep an eye out. We'll catch y'all on the next video. Appreciate you.